Okay, here we go. Next song, maybe the last song, is You Are My Joy, which is kind of the big rock opera number. It's a cool song. I'm pretty much playing straight up fiddle from start to finish on this one. It's kind of good. You sort of grit into it and make it sound sort of ugly and kind of fun. So let's do this. Okay, first of all, violin tuned down a half step, just because it makes it a lot easier to play. Very right out of the gate. We start the song and it starts with this sort of kind of rock and roll sounding lick that goes throughout the first verse, which goes something like this. You'll notice that right there at the very end, I hit the delay, which kind of leads us into the pre-chorus, which, as far as tone's concerned, it's straight up, and then there's Steven, walks behind the camera. Just kind of, and the melody of the pre-chorus just sort of almost follows the vocal line a little bit. Just real easy. For those of you who've seen the concert, or maybe you've watched the concert DVD at this point, you'll know that's when Dave sort of does the real big, kind of slow down retard, if you want some musical language. Just sort of feels it out, and we just kind of let everything go out. Now, when it jumps into that first chorus, there's no delay, and I kick on the pog. Now, the reason I do that is live, it's just a lot easier to get it in tune. In the studio, I played the next part, which is the chorus, actually playing the octaves, which is... which I could do, but I get kind of scared live, especially when we're recording. So instead of that, I use the pog pedal, which actually I think helps it out a whole lot because it adds that sort of sub-octave to it, which makes it a lot bigger. So you have the chorus, which is now this. Pretty straightforward, you know? I mean, it's kind of cool because you get to play the chords, you got the octave up there, kind of the resolved, kind of sixth interval walk down. After that first chorus, it leads straight into the next verse. I do a couple of things with effects on that one. Right when that kind of right out of the first chorus, hit the distortion. And you kind of do the pedal dance here. You have to be ready to hit the delay and the wah. So I'll play through the part and I'll turn the effects on as needed so you can kind of hear when each comes on and sort of what the effect is. The second verse kind of starts out with this sort of almost feedbacky sounding thing and then goes into the part that you heard in the first verse. So it sounds something like this. I know it's kind of confusing, but... second pre-chorus. And at that point, you've already got your delay on. Turn off the pog, turn off the distortion, and you're back into the same part as earlier. Let it hang out, and then now you're into the second chorus, which is exactly like the first one, just no delay, pog doing the kind of scale walk up. And you play through it a couple times, and that's it. At the end of that chorus, you sort of like let it ring out. Now, if you're playing the violin, which a couple of you may be doing, this is sort of the, I guess, the violin solo, so to speak, of the song. Real simple. All you do, just turn on your delay, nothing else, and you play this line sort of over and over. The trick is, if you have it with each build of this part, you want to add something to it. So I start by adding the pog, then I add one level of distortion, then I add another level of distortion, which then leads us into the blazing guitar solo that Jack does. So basically it'll sound something like this. Into the face melting guitar solo. The only thing that changes, add another level of distortion, and then you just kind of saw away like you're starting to brush fire. And it's going to be up here, sort of, make sure I got the right note. And it's just sort of a two-note thing that happens however long the guitar solo happens. Sometimes it's longer than it is other times. It's kind of sort of whatever Jeremy's feeling, whatever Jack's feeling. So you just add on, make it real dirty, and then that's what you do throughout. I mean, you may want to add a note in there like I did just to sort of make it interesting, give it a little bit more movement. You don't have to. It's not necessary, but you just do that and you just go. Just do it like I said, like you're starting a fire. When that section ends, you just let it all ring out. You know, you're making it just crazy. Then again, you're into the last chorus, which is going to be exactly like the other ones. The only difference being you have the pog and then the first level of distortion on. So again, the chorus is going to sound exactly the same. Song, just with that straight walk up the scale, let it ring out, and you're done. People are happy. Thanks.